As we all know, the squat is one of the best exercises you can do for your lower body. Regardless of your fitness goals, everyone should do some variation of a squat into their routine. And a variation I love to do is the squat to box variation. I don't know if there's a proper name for this, but for the sake of this video, I'll just refer to it as the squat to box. Now before I get into this video, I just want to make it crystal clear that I'm not talking about a box squat. That's a completely different lift with its own pros and cons. What I'm talking about in this video is literally squatting to a box. And if you have the mobility to squat full range of motion with a straight and tight back, you don't have any mobility issues and you don't need to watch this video. So with that out of the way, let's get into it. Now the squat to the box is exactly what it says on the tin. You squat down until your glutes or hamstrings lightly touch the box and then you stand back up, and that's it. So the motion is the exact same as a regular back squat. The only difference is there's a box underneath you while you're doing the lift. Now me personally, I use a bucket for this lift instead of a box. One, because I just don't have a box to use, and two, because I'm using a bucket, it's very delicate, forces me to control the weight on the way down and not rest too much on the bucket. Otherwise it's gonna break and then I'll probably break my back doing that. So using a bucket, it really forces me to control the form when I'm doing the lift. But a plyo box or a regular box will be just fine. You can get the exact same benefits from the movement. Now there's a few benefits squatting to the box offers compared to a regular back squat, so I'll explain them. The first benefit is it ensures that you have consistent depth on every single rep you do on the squat. Big problem with squats is the more tired and fatigued you get later on in your sets, the easier it is to cheat on your range of motion. Now we can all stroke our egos and say we won't cheat when we're doing the squat, but squats are brutally hard and we're all human. So sooner or later, you're gonna end up cheating on your range of motion as the weight gets heavier and your reps start to increase. You want to avoid doing this because it gives you an artificial feeling of progression. The weight and the reps are going up, yes, but at the same time, you're sacrificing your range of motion. So it's quite hard to determine how much stronger you are getting and really gauge how much progression on the lift you are getting. And most of the time, performing a lift with a full range of motion is the best for hypertrophy. You really want to get a maximum knee bend you can get in the squat while maintaining a straight and tight back to really milk out the squat for all the hypertrophy benefits it offers. The second benefit is it allows you to find your active range of motion safely. Now, depending on your height, mobility, body weight, limb lengths, and other factors, everyone's full range of motion will be different. Some people can squat arse to grass, no problem. Other people can barely get to parallel. So using a box that's the correct height for you will ensure that you don't go deeper than your body is capable of. So what you want to do is find a box that's the right height that allows you to squat as deep as you can while maintaining a straight and stiff lower back. Going any deeper than your active range of motion is going to cause your back to round like a banana, and that's what we want to avoid at all costs for injury prevention. So to start off with, use a mirror or record yourself from a side angle. That's probably a better alternative to find out what your active range of motion is. Don't worry if you have terrible mobility and you can't go down really deep. Just work with what you've got, and over time your flexibility will increase due to the weighted stretch of the squat. And the third benefit is it encourages slow eccentrics and pause reps. Now, slow eccentrics and pause reps are an extremely beneficial way of lifting because it reinforces your technique and control while still using heavy weights, so you can train at a maximum intensity and really push close to failure. Now, because I'm using a bucket instead of a box, it encourages the slow eccentrics and the pause reps even more. Because if I dive bomb my squat, the bucket's gonna break. Most likely I'm gonna fall over and really mess up my spine. But the same goes for if you're using a plyo box. It's not gonna break if you hit the box too hard, but because of the weight on your back, that's a lot of compression on your spine as you hit the box, and most likely you're going to injure your back also if you dive bomb on those squats. So squatting to a box is almost like an insurance policy that you're controlling the eccentric, you're keeping good control while also training at a high intensity and pushing near enough to failure on all of your sets. So that's everything I have to say about the squat to the box. You don't have to do this forever, but it is a very good training tool to teach your body the correct depth to squat to, and also to reinforce good technique and control while you're doing a back squat. So with all that being said, try out yourself and see you go from there. Until next time, peace.